My name is Amy Sawyer. Citation number 1. Citation number 2. And the note card. Today I'd like to take a few moments of time to talk about a very serious subject. Why you should always report domestic violence. One of the main reasons you should always report it is that it probably affects someone that you know. Whether it's someone you go to school with, a coworker, a friend, neighbor, could even be a sister, or even a child. Furthermore, domestic violence doesn't just affect the victim. It affects the family as a whole, neighborhood, community, and thirdly, domestic violence, if not stopped, can perpetuate and the abuse continues. I'd like to take you back in time to January 27th, 2010. It's a cold day here in Lake City, Florida. Gray, clouds are gray, very cold day. And suddenly you hear blood-curdling screams of a young woman with the words that say, "Help me." Do you ignore that? Do you make a phone call and report it? Or do you go about your business? This is a documented case here in Lake City. And the police interviewed witnesses that actually heard this young woman's screams. And they were documented as saying, and I quote, "Yes, we heard the screams, but we didn't think it was any of our business." Another quote said, "Yes, we heard her scream, but we thought to ourselves, well, what did she do?" These were homes that were within half a block, if not less. They could have run to this woman's aid. They could have picked up a phone, but they did not. According to domesticviolencestatistics.org, it says that every 9 seconds in the United States, a woman is abused. She is accosted in some way, shape, or form. That's ungodly for this nation. It also says that in the whole entire world, 1 out of every 3 women will somehow feel the effects of domestic violence, whether it's by a father, a family member, boyfriend, or husband. That's astronomical. Furthermore, we talked earlier about how domestic violence doesn't just affect that victim. Yes, it's sad that it affects that victim, but it also affects your community. It affects your coworkers. It affects jobs. 8 million work days are lost due to domestic violence. 8 million work days equals 32,000 full-time jobs. That's a lot. Are you going to report domestic violence now? How about knowing that as a child of domestic violence, that child is more likely to become an abuser now, and the domestic violence cycle will not be stopped because 55 to 95% of women never report domestic violence. Let me take you back in time again. January 27th, 2010. Same woman. She's beaten. She's spat upon. Her face is bloody, unrecognizable. She's then choked to unconsciousness, kicked down a flight of steps, and left for dead. Think you don't know anybody that's affected by domestic violence? It's not your problem. That woman, she gathered herself, got in the car. She was supposed to be dead. She reported her own domestic violence. She's alive. That may not happen next time. And if you still don't think that you know someone that's been affected by domestic violence, you're now wrong. I just gave this speech, and I am that woman. Report domestic violence. Be that person that saves a life. Thank you so much for your time.